It's 2 a.m. She's screaming. You don't know why. No pain, no danger, and yet this sound echoing through the entire apartment. You get up, you look at her, she looks at you, and keeps screaming. What you hear in this moment is not a cry for help. It is something much older. And if you understand today what this really is, you will never hear it the same way again. Welcome to one of the most honest hours your cat has ever shared with you. Because what you hear at 2 a.m. is not noise. It is biology in its purest form. Today you will understand what is going on inside your cat, physically, hormonally, emotionally. You will understand why this sound is so piercing that no human can ignore it. And in the end, you will look at her differently, not with exhaustion, but with respect. It'll tell you right away which aspect of this surprised me the most. It's not what you think. But first, let's be honest about what is really happening. Your cat is in heat. The word sounds harmless. The experience is not. Being in heat, or estrus, in technical terms, is not a mental state. It is a biochemical storm. Estrogen floods the body. The nervous system is activated. Instinct takes control. Your cat doesn't scream because she wants to. She screams because she cannot help it. This is not defiance, not manipulation, not intentional. It is nature speaking through her. And this sound, this bone-chilling, high-pitched, piercing sound, has a name. Experts call it calling. It is unique in the animal kingdom. It is louder than normal cat sounds because it has a function to be heard. Across gardens, through walls, through the night, the sound is meant to arrive. And it does. Male cats can hear this call from a distance of several miles. That sounds incredible, but a cat's hearing is 8 times more sensitive than a human's. And the cat's body knows that. It produces exactly the sound that achieves this range. So what you are hearing is not helplessness, it is a masterpiece of evolution. But there is something else that most owners don't know, and that surprised even me. Your cat is not suffering during this phase, at least not in the way you might suspect. She is agitated, yes. Restless, yes. But not in pain, she is in desire. That is an important distinction that veterinarians emphasize. The restlessness doesn't come from torment, it comes from a drive that is as deep-seated as breathing itself. Imagine being subjected to an urge that you cannot ignore, cannot turn off. Not because you are weak, but because it is stronger than your will. That is being in heat. And in this state, the sound is the only language her body knows. Now comes something I've never forgotten since the first time I read it. Female cats have one of the rarest reproductive mechanisms of all mammals. They are so-called induced ovulators, meaning they do not ovulate spontaneously. Ovulation in a cat only occurs when she mates. Not before, not automatically. Biologically, this is highly complex, and it explains a lot about her behavior while in heat. She doesn't produce eggs in advance. She only prepares when a partner is present. This precision is not a weakness. It is an evolutionary perfection honed over millions of years. But here is what will surprise you even more. Because ovulation doesn't happen automatically, a cat without a mate stays in heat. Not for a day, not for a week, sometimes for weeks, with short breaks. Experts call these breaks interestrus, short resting phases between periods of heat. But these breaks become shorter if mating doesn't occur. The body repeats the attempt. And that explains why some cats barely give you a moment of peace during mating season. Not because they want to torture you, but because their body keeps searching until an answer comes. Now I turn my attention to something most people have never consciously noticed. Have you ever observed how your cat moves during this phase? She rolls on the floor. She stretches her hindquarters upward. She treads with her hind legs. These are not random movements. This is a courtship behavior shaped over millions of years. Every movement sends a signal. I am ready. I am here. I am waiting. And this body language code is so precise that tomcats can read it instantly. No negotiation. No doubt. The message is absolutely clear. In this moment, your cat is speaking a language older than any word. And you only hear a part of it, the part meant for human ears. But we also have to talk about what is really happening to you during these nights. Sleep deprivation is no joke. Anyone with a cat in heat knows this. And exhaustion often leads to a reaction we all know: impatience, frustration. And then comes the guilt, because you yelled at her, because you closed the door, because you just can't take it anymore. I'm not saying this to judge. I'm saying it because I understand. Because if you don't know what's behind it, the sound is just noise. But when you know what it means, then it is something else entirely. It is a sign of health, of vitality, of a body functioning exactly as it should. That doesn't change the exhaustion, but it changes how we feel about it. And that makes a difference for us and for her. There is another aspect rarely discussed: the intensity of the voice change. While in heat, your cat sounds different than usual: deeper, more urgent, alien. This is because the laryngeal muscles are tensed differently during this phase. Not on purpose, through hormonal control, the body shapes the voice for maximum impact. That sounds almost like technology, and in a way, it is. Biology as communication technology, optimized over millennia for a single purpose. That question from the beginning, it now has a completely different answer. What you hear at 2 a.m. is not noise. It is the oldest signal in the world. It is your cat, speaking in a language she never learned. She simply knows it. And somewhere out there, in the night, maybe there is someone listening. This is not drama. This is life, concentrated into its simplest, most powerful expression. You don't have to do anything tonight, except maybe breathe a little deeper and pause for a moment. Listen, not with exhaustion, for just a moment, with awe. Because what you are hearing is an animal being entirely itself. No filters, no pretense. And that, in a world full of masks, is rarer than you think. The next time you wake up at 2 a.m., remember this. She isn't screaming to bother you. She is screaming because she is alive. And that is the most beautiful, the most honest, the most genuine thing she could ever show you.